Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing look at Strategic Command World War I. We're playing the March on Paris DLC that's included when you get the game. But before we get into that, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I know I say this a lot, but they tell me and I see real results if people don't subscribe. Please subscribe, please like, that really helps too. And so much commenting and sharing this video, so much helps. Even just into the, no one subscribes to Twitter account just because Google archives everything and then whatever. But you get the picture. So, yeah, and now we are going to give the Entente, currently it's, well, there's some Belgians around and eventually some British are going to show up, I believe. But yes, we're going to end this turn. Okay, they've lost morale. Oh, rain, just what I needed. I'm going to be live for about 2 hours, aren't I? I've just decided they should be somewhere else. They came up around my flank again, okay. But I don't think, especially when they moved all those other units away, that they have enough to take him. Ouch. I keep getting my cavalry munched. And then I might be doing something else in a second stream after it. After this. I hit the wrong target there. For some reason they're dancing around Brussels. I don't know why. I might be live later as well. But for this, approximately 2 hours. Okay, well, good. Good. Bad, bad, bad rain. Well, I was right about this. It's good to know. They can come to there. Yeah, this crossroad would be very helpful here. 5 movement action points. Okay. So then I can come in. Getting the extra points for that is nice, but I'd rather be entrenched than... Oh, we're going to see whether I want to go up there with them. And then here, okay, I can get down to here with him. And probably not entrench, but we still have the same. They've got to march to us. Concept. But we're going to entrench here. Oh, more like that. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna again think that they're not going to be able to move enough forces in all the way and take them out. They pulled back from here, which was probably smart. There's no reason. See, you have to. You can't think like Hitler. You can't think like Stalin. They both had no retreat type mentalities at different times. Physical territory is unimportant, really, in warfare. Now, sometimes physical territory will have industry, food, or be special. A port, a rail junction, a town, whatever. And that may have importance. So here, and I really think they did wisely with this game, you know, railroads are very important for supply here. So controlling the railroads through here is very important. So you need to consider that. So having the Ardennes forest, holding this, what good does it do France? No, we're holding the Belgian Ardennes forest. And it can also have symbolic importance too. Sometimes cities may have a, you know, Paris is a big, you know, industrial center as well as a population center to raise men out of, but it's also an emotional center too. You can have capitals that aren't necessarily hugely strategically important. I'm not thinking of one right offhand, but it can be there, or some other thing that, I don't know, maybe like Athens holding for Greece, especially. You know, Greece isn't terribly industrialized now, but you know, fighting the Turks at some various points, especially in their sort of liberation. You know, Athens is more of an emotional goal of getting than a military needs. But emotion can very much, okay, he very well likely will push up here a bit, but you know, it can be a military benefit or detriment as well. So that can be quite important. Well, I don't know that we can take this, but I took the hit here to have, if I was going to have the worst damage to a unit that was going to be in the rear. Now, okay, well, we have 3 action points. 1, 2, take the hit. Move back. There we go. So now we've killed the unit. That's what we always want to do, is kill the unit, not just attack. So, because we did the switch, we can still max reinforce out him. So they've lost a unit. We've lost, what, 2 factors, 1 from each unit there. That is a clear victory. Okay, well. We're going to move him back. And he's going to come back into the entrenchments. He might as well entrench because he can't reinforce this turn. Right. So again, now position is important. Holding, you know, surrounding a unit and being able to take it out, that is important. It's as in, you know, the terrain. So terrain, it's, you know, holding territory just because, okay, what we want to do here, it is not a overly beneficial thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to entrench. I think straight down is what we want to do. These guys are now able to max reinforce. No, not worth it. That might actually be worth it. Back in your entrenchments. Okay, now you fell back, which, okay, we have 3 movement or 3 action points to go to there, so we should be able to attack and get back where you once belonged. Alright, so now there's 2 units. So this is the way I've learned to fight this, unlike my first attempt at attacking here. Now here, we can attack currently this hex with 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will probably go down. Now we can make it a little less painful for us by using our air power and remembering to do so. Okay, who is going to do... Okay, we're going to attack from here. Oh, that's going to be the worst. Yeah, we're going to attack from here. Even though it's going to maybe the worst damage for us. Because we're going to swap out with this one afterwards, and he's probably not going to be attacked. So just sort of reinforcement repair cost. And not having too weak of a unit in the front line. So now we have... Okay. Because he's probably going to stay right where he is. I could theoretically follow him back. Okay, well, now... Okay, that didn't work out quite as well as I'd hoped. If I attacked from here first, and he fell back, he could have then attacked, moved up, attacked, and retreated back. So I should have attacked from the one at the top, but I didn't anticipate him retreating out. That is a mistake on my part. I see that it says that there's 253 viewers on Steam. I don't know if those are all real people or bots or something from issued by Steam, but if there's somebody out on Steam watching live, can you say hi at least, please? Just like to know that there's people out there, even if you don't have anything terribly important to say. Okay, so that's all too far to move out and entrench. So we're going to move, but we're not going to move into there. We're not going to fall into their trap of being in the Ardennes forest. Okay, now here in the rain, we could attack there and then there. And then we can swap out with one other unit and maybe come from there too. So I'm not going to worry about, we're not attacking with that 3 strength unit. So we're going to assault here first. Take the big hit. Yeah. Let's come up here. Learn our lesson, because if we attack here, they may fall back. And then this guy won't be able to attack. But this guy can move up and retreat back if he falls back. No, he doesn't. They're shattered. Okay, there's 3 units destroyed this turn. And that is useful to pushing towards victory. Okay, now. Let's look at supply. They've moved somebody into there. They weren't there before. That's a border we can't cross. I don't think we can declare war on the Netherlands in this scenario. Which is just fine. Yep, the rain ain't doing any good for us. Okay, we only have 3 action points, so if we go here, we can't dig in. So we're going to come here and... Yeah, I guess that's a simple entrenchment line here. They're going to come up and front. These guys are going to come up and entrench. Now, These guys are going to come down and entrench. Yeah, that's all right. Because they're going to come here and then swap out with these guys so these guys can get out of the front line and get it. Well, it's all, that isn't very well improved, but I don't know if all that was worth it. Right, now here, we're going to operate these guys. I hope to be able to do so. And no, we can't get any damn place we want, so never mind. Cancel that. Just, I guess, too much rail destruction here now. So I wanted them right up here to be bombarding their... Well, we only have one shell, and maybe we only get one shell per turn. I thought it was two, but that was a different scenario, admittedly. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need more supply here. And hopefully these guys have a reasonable amount of supply level. Good, to 8. Hey, Toy Jet, how you doing? Okay, well, we can push here. We don't want to push down there. We can push sort of here. Okay, they can come in and entrench. And cavalry unit just isn't quite as militarily effective as a force, or you know, as a infantry unit. Okay, you guys get back here. We're going to entrench. We really, I don't see this as being as good an opportunity to advance as I would like an attack. Hey, Spiraling, how you doing today? Okay, how much can we max out? Okay, to 10, that's worth it. Okay, one division, yes, will come here and continue to threaten them, but just entrench, make them want to keep pushing back. We might surround Verdun if we get lucky, but I'm not going to right now charge my way into Verdun. But we will come up here and entrench. Oh, I think maybe straight down is better with current deployment. Yeah, they attacked and got that guy out. Let's move you up to the entrenchments there. Okay, well, if you can come to here, I'd rather own this bit of railway. Oh, that isn't. I messed this up. He's not entrenched. I don't think. Yeah, he's in the enemy entrenchments and can't turn him. So he attacked. I should have used him to move up into there. Well. Yeah, let's move you up along here. Right now, I think there's some of these units here. Well, I guess you can come here. So I imagine you need to keep the offensive moving east as fast as possible, avoid getting stuck in trench warfare. Yeah, west. No, spiraling, actually the opposite. I tried that in my first playthrough with this. A couple of things. One, in my opinion, too fast. And in the first version, I gave a good 30 or 40 minute monologue. It wasn't a rant or anything, but on sort of what it would take to move one of these divisions via rail. And these are every 2 turns. And I think it should take 1 turn to load it onto the rail, 2 turns or 1 turn to move it along the rail, and then 1 turn to get it off the rail before it could do anything. So what it's doing in 1 turn, I would say it would take like 3 turns. So the French have just too much of ability, and I think because they never were able to get into like Brussels, or never even tried to get into Brussels, just because of the trains and Belgium and trying to do that. It just wasn't really a thing, at least as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they did. And so the whole, what should be a sweep fighting through the Belgians up here, the French are able to much too fast get into this port part of the game, in my opinion. So, and just trying to speed it. So what I'm doing is trench warfare. I have until October. We are right now in August. I mean, it starts in August. So we're still in very early stages. And I killed 3 divisions this turn, at least it was. So I'm going to keep attriting their divisions out instead of pushing for territory. I'm definitely, where we have opportunities to exploit, I am definitely exploiting things. But yeah, that's basically sort of it. So I'm doing aggressive trench warfare, move up in trench, try to get an advantage. Like I took out a unit that was right here, no, here, by units around it, and that. So maybe it was 4 divisions I killed this turn, for minor scratches on my divisions. So yeah. I really very much tried to play this like you might think the first time. Push, 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 willing to take some casualties just to try to get the front line to collapse. Push, 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 and I failed miserably. So some of it is, I think, some of it is very much game mechanics. I don't like, I think World War I is so far the best for strategic command game. I think they've done an excellent job with the divisional scale games, the DLCs for it. One of the things I don't like from Strategic Command is the ability. Now I know there is readiness and morale penalties, but when you take damage, even this. But what I really don't like is 1 turn insta fill. So if I have a 1 strength division or corps or whatever in this game, and I have complete supply, 1 turn, boom, it's 100% back up there. I would limit it to, I don't know, 3 or 4 points per turn. so that whether, especially on these daily ones, or every 2 days, um, I would limit how am I'm waking up toy jet, otherwise feeling great, still just sort of waking up here a bit. Um, so I would limit their reinforcement rate is what I would do. Okay, let's see. We have 5 points. It was just a raid to sort of scare them a bit. Arno has arrived. Fear the Arno, everyone. He has a modding sword, or moderator sword, I should say. He can be the terror of chat. All right, okay, we have 400 points. Let's go with a division and a detachment. And I think I've reinforced all that I can reinforce here this turn, either because of movement or supply limitations or other actions. Spiraling says higher now. He wants to stay. Doesn't want to get kicked. Now Spiraling's a good guy. He wouldn't get kicked. I know that. Okay. Well, I figured it was a greetings. A shout of greetings, not an angry yelling. Okay, since they're entrenched, we'll see how this does. Not maybe as well as I'd hoped. As long as they don't kill it, I can probably swap them out for another unit again for limited cost. And again, they keep moving into this. This is a great position for me. Keep moving in here and keep killing them. Oh, they thought they got clever. The AI is thinking it's getting clever. Okay, we'll have to teach that AI. I mean, AIs don't learn here. I think, fortunately, but... Okay, well, where do we want to add this cavalry division? Down here, maybe. Yeah, came in around here, so this will be something that they thought they got clever on. But not really enough. Okay, well, moving in 2 divisions there. Just enough. Let's see, let's put you back here. Right, there we go. If there's 2 or more people in approximately an hour and 20 plus minutes, then there will be that other game in a second stream. I'll be stopping this stream and starting another one if there's people that want to play Punk, but not at start now. No. Okay, well, I'm not going to quite say took my bait, but it was a bait. And this may look like a Well, I didn't quite kill it, unfortunately. No, I can't from there. Okay, but he can come back into here. Okay, well, as we can see, that isn't very healthy for them. I don't think they're going to be able to do too much more damage. It's definitely not shaking my confidence in any of these other fronts. No, good. They moved the garrison unit there. No, they won't be able to infringe, but right. There we go. So now we can come here. And I figured there would be somebody there. And these guys, I don't know, they may, no, we're going to hold that position, so we're going to entrench. Long way. Not the river to the north. I'm more worried about the south. As we can see here, I assume, right, yeah. So if they attack from the north, they're going to be attacked across a river. It may not be quite cut off all those divisions. Well, we're going to certainly try. The problem here is, if you're talking here, no, I don't want to do that. Here, supply. Current supply, next turn supply. These units here are going to get less and less supply. So, I don't know about pushing in. Unless I take this up here first. Okay, if I were to try to operate this now, maybe that's the thing to do. Okay, well, let's put you to here. If we use this, I'll have 3 shells, 4 shells, so it'll take a couple of turns. And we'll see about that. Yeah, because if I do take, because I was thinking of pushing here first, but yeah, if I do come here. Now, destroying a division in the pocket, I don't think is any different than destroying a division on the front line. I mean, when they rebuild it, it rebuilds faster than other units. Okay. He has to retreat here, but do we want to attack there? Not really. Okay, Dan, let's come down here and deal with this guy. Two, 4. Okay, well, that worked. So, the division gone. And they did, oh, they struck right. They didn't, so they can max back out. Right now here, they pushed down to here. Okay, so with these guys, this is just a detachment, so they're going to move up. They're not going to attack. They're going to entrench just like that. I want to kill him, though. Swap them out, they can come back up here. And they can kill that. Okay, another division dead. Hello, Tom. How you doing? Let's see what you say. I have to admit that I fell asleep last March on Paris stream. Not because it was boring, but just I was tired. Well, good to hear, I guess. If you needed the rest, glad I didn't keep you up. Give Belgium back to the Dutch gamer. Well, that's not part of the game here. We're not playing a more fantastical game. Okay. That might just be the thing to do there. Ooh, that was a really good hit, even though it did take equal damage. Guess what we're going to do here now is kill it. Kill it all dead. Now, see, we have plenty of action points. And they have plenty of action points. That's actually better, because I can come in with an infantry unit and entrench properly, reorient the entrenchment. Now, just to keep this from sort of happening from what's there, we're going to move you up to hold the rail line there. The ability to produce new divisions. Does either side have any advantage? Well, okay, both sides have MPP being generated. I don't quite honestly know what the French is. At start, there's a bunch of stuff that's already like, I didn't build any the artillery. No, maybe I did build this one artillery or something. You can see some of these units, like the air units, I think, I don't know, I don't remember all the details. Some of the units are already in the production queue at start, so I don't know what's in the French production queue. Replacing a unit, when you get a unit killed and you build another one of them, it happens faster. Not super fast, but faster. So with this game, and I know Bill and Herbert, who make the game. I mean, in an online sense. So I know the guys, the two primary devs for the game. To my understanding, they're the only ones that are like, we're really full time. They, they've now incorporated officially the DLC. The mod as a sort of a DLC for the Blue Max mod, and I think they've had graphic help and other, some other help from people to make elements of the game, significant elements of the game. One of them, I keep forgetting which one. I have to look back on it. Is the main AI developer. So making the map, and they have people that work on the game as well, I believe. I don't know all the details, but they're the main two, and so I know the guys and I like them, but I have problems with their game. I'll give what I think is constructive criticism. In this game, where do we have? Well, we recently had like this unit here at 3 strength. Okay, I can go all the way to 8 here. Now, I can go to 10 if I had better supply, I do believe. So I have enough MPP. I would make it maybe a ratio. I don't know. I've been thinking about this. I'd make it so like maybe it can only get, if it needs to get, and maybe round down or round up, I don't know what. But if it needs to get, let's say if it was at strength 2, it could only get to strength 6, meaning 4 more points. It can't get all the way to strength 10 in one turn or something like that. So so you can grind down a unit more. Now, I know once you've give a unit, like if I were to bash this French unit here, we're just going to hit OK here, bash this French unit, and then it gets reinforcements all the way back up to strength, its morale will be less. I mean, because right now morale is 94, readiness 85. So it would still be weaker, but it would still be a full strength 10. That is one of the things I don't like about this game. So, which I think is unrealistic. So this is why I will take a lot of effort to kill a division versus just wounding 3 divisions at better odds. So, yeah, that is sort of a very real thing for here. Okay, you're going to go back to there. You're going to come down to here. You're going to shift into here. And you're going to shift into here. Yeah. So there's things about this that I'm not in love with. Doesn't make it a bad game. I'm still, to me, it is the best game that's sort of a strategy, this type, turn-based, whatever, World War I game. Love to, if you know something that you think is better for World War I like this. And I don't just mean a mod of somebody else's game, but another one. And I know there's some stuff in production that we'll see in time. But right now, I think it is one of the, if not the best, sort of whether divisional or core and army level games, depending on which version of this you're playing. I mean, you get it all when you do it. So I like it. I mean, I love the World War I version of this, but it's not perfect for what I would do. They should increase the complexity of this game and simulate more. This feels too much like a board game turned into a PC game. Well, I think that's the intention. I try to judge every single game as as what it was intended to be. I like the Axis and Allies 1942 online game. I think it's a good game, but obviously it's not being Strategic Command War in Europe. So this is trying to be a board game that we're playing on the computer with a little more complexity than a board, a pure counters game. It is not trying to be Gary Grigsby's World War I. It's just not. So, not that I wouldn't want a Gary Grigsby's sort of level of a game, World War I. That would be wonderful. Power in World War I game. Well, there is no, there's unit number maximums here. So I have 5 more detachments I can build and 6 more divisions I can build. Now, if I have one of these units destroyed, it's on the map, I can rebuild it. So there is no specific manpower. I can keep rebuilding lost units. I've maxed out the HQs, maxed out the cavalry, the artillery, and the recon bombers, either on the map or in the production queue, or reproduction, replacing it, however you want to say it. So they're either in the queue, except for the detachments in the division, or maxed out for everything else. So there is that limitation. But otherwise, there's no, if one of these or several of these divisions just keep getting hammered and back and hammered and back. Now, losses don't necessarily mean combat casualties here. They mean effective strength. Equipment knocked out, supplies knocked out, units knocked around enough that are just no longer effective on the battlefield. So I get some of the idea of, even in a few days, each turn is 2 days. So the German turn equals 2 days. The French turn equals 2 days. So both sides of the turn, 4 days advance. So in 4 days, yeah, I can see a certain amount of, the guys that are there get back into shape to being a fighting unit again, plus some more, reinforcements. Definitely on the 2 weeks by 2 weeks for the main game turn, definitely that. But there is no specific. There's a unit max. There's an MPP max. I'm not exactly sure military or points, manpower, or power. I don't know. Manufacturing. I don't know what MPP stands for. It's what they use for it. I'm sure I've read it at one point or another in their manuals that I've read. I just don't remember. So reinforcing unit costs it. Well, damage costs a hit in morale. Attacks. So spiraling. So if you're attacked, even though you're reinforced, you still take a hit. Now, getting reinforced helps you better. Now, there is the classic version. I've not played this. Hello, Ice Killer. First time caller, long time listener. Very good. Thank you. You agree with Bob. A lot of these kinds of games all feel that way to me. A board game that happens to be on a computer. And yeah, I hear you on that. And I agree. Okay, here's the thing. And I'm not trying to say you're wrong in what you want, because I agree with you that this is a board game converted into a computer game. Like I was saying, it's functionally made by basically two guys. Okay, that's my understanding. This is not a big paradox game where you have 10 people working on it full time, plus other, bring in the music guys to make all the music, and then they go off to another game and make other music. So they're not like, because I also have a lot of contacts I know over in Paradox, but I'm not going to go too much into their games now, but just sort of, they're a much bigger studio, and they have, artists, 2D artists and 3D artists that move from game to game at different times, and maybe one person is a long time in a particular game development, but they bring in more assets, and they're shifting all around. These are two guys that then hire out, I'm just guessing here, I don't know, maybe they've done all the graphics for the maps, but they're making this. Okay. I don't know that there's a studio out there that has people that are going to make this, or that a World War One, and I'm using Gary Grigsby's as a very good example, game out there to, because I think Gary Grigsby's is more than just a board game in a computer, but, and if you want to make it like a WeGo, simultaneous turns, you give your orders and they both go instead of I go, you go, which that's what this is, or a true RTS type, with pausing, so you pause it, and it's sort of a we go kind of thing, but without a specific turn. If you want to develop those games, fine, somebody do it. I know this development studio, or not Fury Software, the makers of this one, but the Matrix / Slitherine, their American studio started to work on Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2 and Steel Tigers, which is the modern version of the old Steel Panther games. They found that they just didn't have enough assets, so they put Steel Panthers or Steel Tigers on hold and have focused on War in the East 2. They just don't have enough programmers, whatever. They can't hire enough. They literally can't hire enough people to make the games. So, I'm not attacking any one of you here. I don't mean to insinuate it's not a bad thing. Oh, I get you, Ice Killer. I'm not trying to sell you on this game. I'm trying to present this game to see if it's something you might want to play. And if you decide no, great. I mean, I have no, whether it's World War One or whether it's the type of game, I have no bad feelings if you decide this isn't for you. You might want to still listen to me talk about World War One once in a while or something, but I would definitely play a more detailed game like this. So it's just that type of thing that unfortunately there is not, and maybe it's just because there isn't a lot of good games like this. That could be the factor, but also just the idea that these aren't that profitable. That's one of the reasons I think they're quite as expensive as they are, because they don't sell enough copies. Just my guess. They don't talk to me about pricing, but So yeah, and it's that kind of thing. So I'm not knocking any one of you. Go, hey, this isn't my thing. Not at all. I'm just explaining what it's trying to figure out which is better, building a new unit or replacing it in steps. Oh, replacing it in steps. Or, I mean, replacing it on the field is the best. You want to do that because that happens instantaneously. Putting it in the production queue can take a long time. So you want to keep doing that. Okay, Tom Skip, and because I grew up before there were computer games, anything like this, I'm used to this as a board game, and I would love to see and I have not nearly as many as I wanted as a kid, especially, but I have a closet with a bunch of old board games from mostly World War II type stuff that I would love to see turned into even just literally those games and not trying to improve them into a computer game so I could play with one of you, say. Because you can't come over to my house because you're on another continent, in another state, or maybe we just don't know each other well enough, but we could get online and play, and use Discord or something to chat and be able to play. So some of those things would be great. Oh, they're doing it, Mirror Man. It's happening right now. They are updating Steel Panthers. Yes, I played the old SSI Steel Panthers game in the days. I still have the boxes. I don't know if the CDs are in the boxes, but I still have the old original boxes for the first 3 Steel Panthers games. SSI or no, or whoever sold it out to Matrix, the IP. You can buy Steel Panther. There is a free downloadable version, but to get all of the extra missions, you can buy it on the Matrix website. But you can get the free downloadable main sort of version of it. And they are working on Steel Tigers. So Steel Tigers, just because they already had Steel Panthers 1, 2, and 3, they just changed the name to Steel Tigers, and they are right now working on it slowly because they're going through beta on War in the East 2, which they decided to get done and kicked out the door before really going into Steel Tigers. But War in the East 2 is coming fairly quickly. So this year, Steel Panthers will be worked on. I'm guessing it's going to be a next year release for Steel Tigers. So it's going to keep a lot of it's going to be improved. I mean, they're not just sitting back and keeping it just the same, obviously, but it's still going to be the same type of game, my understanding. So if you liked Steel Panthers, you should like or love Steel Tigers, depending on. So it is coming. Keep that in mind for your future. And I love that old game, and so yeah, I'll be playing it on my channel. So yeah, everybody out there on Steam, though nobody said hi out there yet, I am watching that chat. But on YouTube and Twitch, definitely follow my channel, and we will be covering all of those as they happen. And maybe, depending on what, but very likely getting early looks as soon as I'm, very much want them to lobbying to be one of the early presenters of Steel Tigers once it comes out. So, or I mean, not even out, but before it's out, once they let us put gameplay on, even on a limited version basis, and get them to work. But they just don't like modern PCs and OS. Yes, Mirror Man. But like I say, if you want to play Steel Panthers, go to the Matrix website. They're part of Slitherine. Slitherine and Matrix are functionally the same company now. Matrix, the original people, some of the original people at least, are still working at Matrix. I think I don't know ownership agreements, but they're located in the U.S. and they're Americans. Slitherine was the English company. They're functionally the same company, but they're still a development studio in America for some of the Matrix titles. And it's more of a branding issue, whether they brand it Slitherine or whether they brand it Matrix. So, but if you want to play Steel Panthers right now, I think it's the basic version. I think is free, and it should be playable on your modern PC. So if you want to play it, it's the different scenarios or whatever upgrades that cost money. if you want to get those. But yeah, there is a playable, doable version of that. Okay, let's get back to playing this. Okay, we want to kill these 2 French units here. We want to kill all the French units, but okay, I think we're going to hit here. And then we're going to hit here. Okay, this is worked very well. So, it's going to be easier. Now, we were talking about surrounding this and killing these units, or killing it. But like I was saying, in this game, at least as far as I know, killing a unit, whether it's here on the front line or killing it because it's pocketed, is basically the same thing. So now these guys are going to come into here. And entrench. Well, because it shows us the current entrenching system. Well, let's do that. Now, we still want to kill that guy, but we also want to occupy that and entrench. Damn, that wasn't quite the result I wanted. Okay, they've just shattered. Now, they can come in and entrench. But what I want to see about doing is cavalry charge, which won't be very useful, so never mind. I guess because it's a city or something, those units are going to be a little more harder to get rid of. There we go. Good enough. There's a guy called Panzer Grenadier that I bought when I was a teenager back in the 80s. I think it was made by SSI. I loved it. That's probably where Steel Panthers came from. Maybe. I don't remember all the SSI games. I go back to some of those SSI games playing, as you can tell. I was talking with my friend Exurgin just the other day, for the first time actually on voice, though we had communicated in various chat sessions before. And he started his computer games with another one, but much more recent. But I go back to tabletop sand tabletop games back when I was younger than 10 years old, playing with adults, war games. But yeah, no, some of those SSI games, most assuredly. Okay. Oh, we can't move yet. Okay, well then we're going to just max. Well, that's the max we can get it. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Steel Panthers. Okay, you can come to here to keep it that secure. And all of these guys have moved, so we might as well get them on the railway for hopefully better supply for when we want to reinforce them. I think we're doing well enough up there, so we want to continue to push along here. Now here, let's remove the infantry. Okay. From the north they have rivers, but let's entrench. Turn the entrenchments. See, okay, they can't they can reinforce. I think because they're on that, yeah, just by one. So move these guys up to here and then move to there. Now, can these? No, didn't think so. So I think reinforcements determined at the beginning of the turn. Actually, you know, cancel. We got 4. Oh, damn. Oh, when will I learn? 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 Figured there was somebody here. I didn't think there was going to be somebody there. Figured I'd come down and see who was down there. When will I learn just to take it easy? Just move to 1 hex to see and then not have that happen. Yep, they've all struck on that one. Okay, well, you come back here, we can get good supply.